What's up, Paul? Sit down here. You want the food, Paul? Come up here. Join your guy up here. Come on, bud. Let's go. Come on. You need me to pick you up? Ugh. There we go. Food's right here, Paul. Right behind you, bud. There you go. Yeah, so you guys saw the title, saw the thumbnail, and I assume that you have all have made your assumptions. And yes, this will certainly not be a happy video or a video that I really am excited to make. It's a video that I've wanted to make, but here we're talking about the fate of this little guy here, because by the time that this video comes out, it is October 28th right now, and tomorrow this dude is taking his one-way trip to the vet, and he is gonna get put down. He's gonna cross the rainbow bridge, so to speak. So before I get into the rambling, incoherent mess, haphazard, whatever the majority of this video is going to be, so fair warning with that. I'm sure most of you are wondering why. Well, just to sort of give you guys the highlights, about a year ago, this cat, named Paul, of course, Paulie, he always used to be a fluff ball. He was a very floofy, very soft cat. And like a year ago, he started losing weight out of nowhere, and he wouldn't eat as much dry food. So for the past maybe 10 months or so, we've been buying canned wet cat food to accommodate him. And for a little while, he was not eating whole cans. He was still losing weight. But then eventually, over the next couple of months, he was eating whole cans, but he was still not gaining weight. I thought that he was skinny 10 months ago whenever we first bought the cat food, but now I can feel every crevice of his spine. He still has a little zhuzh left in him for sure, but he's eating, he's not gaining weight. I can feel every crevice of his spine, like I said, and if I go to give him butt rubs, I can feel every bone in there. So he's not a healthy weight, and he's been continuing to lose weight over the past 10 months, and he started developing odd habits as well. Like he started laying by the water bowl a lot. He wouldn't go upstairs anymore. He would just hang out by the water bowl and just take naps in there with his head drooped over the water bowl, his chin in the water. So I took him to the vet probably back in August, and they did some blood work on him, and he find out that he is all his levels are normal, but he is severely diabetic. I don't think that really explained the sudden loss of appetite or the sudden loss of weight, because as it stands now, I could give this dude 4 cans of cat food and he would probably eat it all, but he has still not gained weight in that time. And just last week, he started pissing just places. So it's getting to the point now where, hey, hang on, he might have to go pee. So it's getting to the point now where, no, he's not moving. He just wants to lay down a little bit. Come here, Paul. So it's getting to the point now where, one, he's not a healthy weight. He's eating a ton, but not gaining any weight. He spends all of his time laying by the water bowl, and now we need to clean up after him because he's just leaving puddles of piss everywhere. So that is sort of where we're at right now with old Paul. And you guys could probably tell right there, he's shaking a little bit. He's having a hard time keeping his balance. But he's probably around 15 or 16 years old, so he's an old cat. But that is why we are sort of pulling the trigger, so to speak, on Paul. My dad and I are going to take him in tomorrow afternoon, whenever I'm done at school. And Yeah, I guess just to go over the history of why we have this cat and my personal story with him. Um, we moved to this area whenever I was around 5 or 6 years old, and not long after that, we took in a cat named Rocco, who my grandfather found just on the side of the road driving around. So we took him in, and then my uncle and my aunt had these cats like in a shed that they were just sort of keeping. It was a full litter of kittens that they just had housed, and they were getting rid of them. And that is where we got Paul from, actually. So he was part of the litter of kittens, so we took him in, and we had two cats, and he was a very skittish kitty. He jumped easily. He was a very antisocial cat at that time. He loved going outside. I don't think he killed anything, but he was, half in, half outdoor cat. And then eventually later on down the road, we got another cat named Mick, who was a beast. He was an animal that would bring dead squirrels into the house. He was a badass fucking cat. And then we had that holy trinity of cats for a while, and it was sort of like having a band of brothers. It was fun to just sit back and watch them interact. Mick would just beat the shit out of Rocco, and then Rocco wasn't able to beat the shit out of Mick, so he would try to beat the shit out of Paul, but then Paul would put him in his place. And just to give you guys an idea of how long Paul has lived for, I have videos from my 3DS from 2012 of that cat and me interacting with him whenever I had my high-pitched squeaker voice as what I would have been 8 at that time.
The rarest of them all, but the second cat, Paulie! Hey, Paulie. Hey, Rocco. Hey, Paulie. Hey, Paulie. Hey, Rocco.
So Paul has been around the block a very long time, and it is a big reason why I wanted to make this video, because, oh, and by the way, we got another cat, a fourth cat named Bagel, probably around 2 or 3 years after we got Mick. So for a while, it was just that trinity of cats, and what ended up happening to Mick was he was an outdoor cat. He killed a lot of things. So what ended up happening was, I think he killed and ate something that got him sick, because he was brought in one day, he threw up a bunch of black stuff, and then someone let him out after that, and he walked into the woods and he never came back. So he went on his own volition. The running theory is that he got sick and he just wanted to separate himself from the house, and he just went on his own terms. He just died out in the woods. And then the Rocco story was a little more tragic, and why I wanted to make this video in particular, because after the Rocco situation happened, I told myself that the next cat that goes, which will likely be Paul, will be on my own terms, mostly, and I'll be able to film a proper goodbye, because what happened with Rocco was that we moved into this house, which is located about a mile away from my old house that we initially moved into. We brought Rocco, Paul, and Bagel here, and Rocco did not take to the adjustment well. He started pissing everywhere, just out of nowhere, and we took him to the vet. The vet tried giving us pills. The pills didn't slow anything down, and Rocco was ruining just stuff on a day-to-day basis. So we had the finger on the trigger ready to get rid of Rocco, but then my stepbrother says, "Hey, we'll take the cat." So I was like, okay, like, we're pretty confident that we're gonna put Rocco down because he does have this random pissing problem that started. Might be a good idea to, take him out, because, he's getting old and no one is gonna want a cat that just pisses everywhere. He's been a house cat for the past decade, so we can't just drop him off on a barn somewhere. I didn't want to do that because he was declawed too. So I didn't really see any other real ethical option other than the fact of just keeping him alive, but then he will just destroy whatever home that he's in. But my stepbrother was insistent, so he took him. And then 2 months later, my mom texted me saying, like, "Hey, your stepbrother has a problem with the cat. He's pissing everywhere." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, that's why we wanted to get rid of him." And my mom said, "Okay, well, we're gonna put the cat down." And I was like, "Okay." Just let me know when. And then later that afternoon, I was at work, and my mom texted me saying that the cat was put down. So Rocco went, an ethical way, lethal injection, but he got the injection whenever surrounded by someone who did not care for him in the way that I did. I was perfectly willing and able to take Rocco to the vet because I wanted him to at least be surrounded by someone who was familiar and loving and to provide him comfort. Did not get that with Rocco. That was a very shitty thing that happened. It was on such short notice, and I told myself whenever Paul goes, I'm going to make this video because Paul is actually going at a convenient time because it is around this time that I'm doing all my 10-year anniversary videos on YouTube, and how I got started making videos was with those 3 cats, Rocco, Paulie, and Mick. They were the main subjects that I filmed on my old 3DS. They were the subjects of my first videos that I ever created, and as the years went on, I still made videos about them because I loved them. I was in my house just with my brother a lot of the time. My dad was at work a lot, so I just filmed my cats because my brother was busy playing video games. So I would just film the cats and have a good old time. I would film them fighting, I would film them interacting, I would film me bothering them. And the cats, those 3 in particular, Rocco, Paulie, and Mick, they really meant a lot to me. They were childhood friends, and 2 out of the 3 are gone, and the 3rd one is on his way out. But it's happening on my own terms, and I am at least happy about that. And yeah, let me get Paul in here because this is going to be Paul's final appearance on the channel. So let's go hunt for him. Handsome senior citizen kitty, and there's Bagel. Yes, we like Bagel. Look at how fat Bagel is and how skinny Paul is. See, this is what I mean. His spine is just, he's just not at all at a healthy weight. Might as well just sit with him for a little bit. Yeah, if it were up to me, I would, I would be happy if he would just drop dead right here. It's always hard getting an animal put down because it's you gotta throw him in a cat carrier, and it's often a very troubling thing. Whenever I was taking him to the vet a couple months ago, he was crying the whole way there, and they stabbed him to get some blood out, and that was a pretty stressful experience for him. And I feel bad that he needs to go in an unfamiliar place, but at the very least I'll be there with him. My dad will be there as well, so won't be going at it alone. If you guys I'm gonna cut this video off with just the basic outro. I'm not gonna document the actual vet journey because I don't want the video to get too sad, and I don't see a point in documenting a lethal injection in its final moments. That would just be a bit too depressing. There's videos of that on YouTube if you want to indulge in that. I don't know why you would, but then again, I've done that before when preparing for things like this, so there's other videos documenting that. But no, for him, this is how I want him to be immortalized on the channel. Just me sticking the camera in his face, just at home, at peace. He still likes his butt rubs, of course. If you guys watched my Buick video, then you'll know that my grandfather died 11 months ago, 11 and a half months ago. We're coming up on the 1 year date of that happening. And since then, I mean, my mom just had her one dog put down a month ago. Distant-ish relative just died a few days ago. And of course my car got totaled. near the beginning of the year, so this is literally just going to be another Wednesday for me. The only special thing is I need to take off work to take him in. So yeah, it just sucks how we need to become sort of desensitized to this type of thing, meaning death, after so many years. And then there's Jet. Hi, Jet. Okay, the video is not about you, bud. Okay, we'll just accommodate. We'll just go over. Oh my God, Jet. Come on, man. But yes, animal deaths are never easy. They're always a very difficult thing to sort of come to terms with and deal with, because, you know, it is an animal. In this case, I don't think he knows that his time is about up. But then again, I don't know. Animals and pets are smarter than we think. But he's staying off camera. Why are you staying off camera, Paul? It is very bad lighting down here. I have a big old light on him. But yeah, so I don't really know what else to say for this video other than, you know, especially after what happened with Rocco. Like, Mick at least went on his own. There was no way for me to prepare for that. But with Rocco, that was like a 6-hour notice. And Rocco was my favorite one of the bunch. And it just really hurt that I wasn't able to get some kind of closure with him on the YouTube channel, because, you know, I filmed Rocco a lot. But then Paul, at the very least, he lived a very good, very full, happy, feline life. And I don't think he wants to be blinded by the big old light anymore. So, I'll get one more shot of him before the video ends. But, yeah, I really don't know what else to say for this video other than, I'm glad that I was able to make it. I know it's a downer video, and it might seem weird that I'm not getting upset over it, but again, after my grandfather last year and just the multitude of pet deaths that I've had to go through, and now that I'm getting older, it's people deaths, and I'm not even over the hump yet. You know, soon enough my friends are gonna go, my family, and even me before some of them probably. So I don't know, it's just part of life, and I don't know what other feedback I can give other than that, you know? It just sucks. Yeah, this video will be Paul's last appearance on the channel. This is the last video that I will ever film of him. There will be one more video featuring him, something I shot back in August, but it's part of a bigger project, so you guys probably won't see that until next year at some point. It's part one of this bigger thing I have going on, but I don't want to spoil it. But he is in that, and I filmed him in that back in August because I knew that this was going to be coming up soon, but I just didn't know how soon. But yeah, and I know that this video is coming out like a month later. I would upload this the same week, which is the 31st, it's Halloween, but I don't want to lose the momentum with the SpongeBob 10-year anniversary of Mr. SB. I don't want this downer video to come in the middle of that, and I just want this to be its own separate thing. This is not a video that is going to be one of my favorites. I'm not going to rewatch this one. I'm not going to enjoy editing it together probably, but videos that I will enjoy, there was a skit that I filmed with Paul as the main bad guy called My Cat the Landlord. I shot it with my good friend Mike back in 2019 at my old house, and Paul is the antagonist of that.
Dude, I swear nothing bad happened. I swear, I'll be good, please. Oh shit. Dude, please, dude, I'm so sorry. Please don't.
I even wrote a short story called The Heir that dealt with a kingdom of cats. It's around 70 pages long, and Paul is also the bad guy in that one too. And I liked placing Paul in the bad guy position because he is just such a sweet and loving cat. He was very antisocial to begin with, but oddly enough, in his old age, he really came out of his shell. He would sleep with me a lot of the nights that I would live here through high school. And he was just a really, really, really good cat. And in the end, that's all that you can ask for. You know, he didn't have any big problems that had to result in early euthanization or anything. He's lived a damn good life when it comes to the average house cat. You know, 16 years is a really, really long time. You know, just look at me in the 2012 videos. That's how much I've grown. And, you know, this is how much Paul has grown. And now he's near the end, and we're going to take him in less than 24 hours. And I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm glad that I was able to make this video, as upsetting as it is. And I guess now we just gotta say goodbye to Paul. I don't want to end rambling, because I know that this is Paul's last one, and no one is watching this. But it's important to me, damn it, and the channel name is my name for a reason. So we're gonna get one last video of Paul, I guess. This is fucking depressing. Jesus Christ. Hi, Paul. I'm sorry I've been shining that big bright light on you. Just want to thank you for being such a good old kitty over the years. Come here, bud. Paul, your bro doesn't realize that this is his exit. I'm gonna miss you, bud. Thank you for being a really good kitty. You were the best. Even though Rocco was my favorite, in my heart you were always the best. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. The next several videos will not be as depressing as this. And, yeah, that is I guess a Blue Hat Productions wrap on Paul. He's one of other than my dad and my brother, the last living thing from my first sort of era of content creation, making videos and such. So, thank you for being around, Paul. You've been a very good kitty.